teach you the game.
Right.
And those who stuck with it and learned the game, even now in other business they do, and they can take the game that I showed them and use it.
Right.
Okay, but now, then you come to a part where a lot of these guys want to take all the credit. You could see it on interviews and stuff. They'll mention my name, but then they stop.
Right.
They stop. Oh, St. Charles, yeah, we got, yeah, he did. But the whole thing is, everybody, listen to this carefully. Everybody that came to me was dumb in the music business.
Yeah, you heard it.
I'm gonna say it again. You were dumb in the music business. You had music, you had beats, you could rap, but you were dumb in the business part. Now, look at this. Look how I gave y'all a break. Watch this. I let you have your own publishing. I didn't take none of your publishing. Your writer's rights, your mechanicals. You had all that. I gave it all to you. I don't want it. I could have signed everybody and said, I'm taking 50% publishing. I'm taking half your mechanical rights. I'm taking a third of your royalties. I could have did all that.
Right.
But I said, no, I'm gonna make y'all big. I'm gonna make y'all be able to control your own stuff, get your own money, and run with it. So I created a system called COD. So I called a bunch of other distributors from around the world. See, we wasn't on the Bay Area. SMG was also in Africa, Europe. We were all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen you guys had a few different acts. It just wasn't a...
Yeah, but let me tell you this. So let me tell you what he used to do. He had a seminar. Like he had a seminar. Me and Joe, we all used to, like he had a seminar where he would come sit down and he kind of like guide you on what direction, if this what you doing. Am I lying?
That's right.
Yeah, he had a seminar. We sat down with him. Like, yeah, so... Yeah, people don't know that. Like, so he been doing it since day one.
Yeah,
right.
Cause see, we don't got that nowadays, especially in the Bay Area.
That's what's
it's
missing.
a real big disconnect on the music scene.
Because they don't want to share. See, some people don't want to share the game. They don't want to share it. See, like you got the other people, they share the game. That's why you got Sony, Atlantic Records, Capitol Records. They all share the game with each other. But when it comes to us, we don't want to share the game. We want to close our fists on the game. No, man, I ain't teaching you. But I was willing, and I did teach the game to them. I said, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is what you don't want to do.
Right.
You know, and giving them the don't want, so they would be a better business person. And so some of them took it, ran with it, and some of them took it, laid it down. Some of them took it, ate it, and spit it out. But the ones who digested it are the ones that made all the money.
Right.
See, it's a mental digestive system that we must work in our heads to get where we're going. That's not only music and everything. We got to get our mentality together.
Yeah.
So then now it comes to a point where, man, he cheating us now. Now here I am giving you 70% of your sales. So look, you go out and you make let's say $100,000. I'm giving you $70,000 instantly.
Right.
Here's your 70,000.
I'm gonna keep 30.
Yeah.
I just want a little 30.
Yeah.
Maybe just want a 30
but I'm cheating you while the big companies are giving you 3%, 10%. But I'm giving you big money off the top.
Yeah.
But now you want to let the evil get in you so you could destroy your own money system. See, that's what they were doing, trying to destroy their own money system. Don't go to him. But one artist, well, not only one artist, a couple of artists went behind my back and went to another distributor. The distributor told them, hey, don't mess with Saint. See, you come to us. See, we do the same thing he did. So they went to him. Nothing happened. They came back to me. I said, man, you already cut my throat. Now you're coming back to cut the other side. That ain't happening, man.
Right.
You
I don't about your business.
You need me that.
Yeah.
I just thought about that too. Like, I guess I never really tripped off of it, but like, you was basically City Hall and all that before City Hall. That's where they got it from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Y'all don't
Exactly, man.
blame me. I'm learning.
Hey,
I'm learning.
it's crazy because, you know, I look at you like, you know, besides hearing, you know, this story as of right now, but before I met you and before we sat down and had this conversation, I always said to myself, And you know, I'm like, man, this guy could have been a Puffy.
Yeah. No, Suge
Andre
Knight.
Harrell.
No, what's the
You know,
difference?
I
What's
mean,
the
you know,
difference?
because you had all these acts in the
Right.
Bay Area, and plus you was your own distributor.
Right.
You know, it was just so crazy to me because I'm like, man,
Yeah.
you know, he
Think
could have
about
said,
it.
hey, I got XYZ
Yes.
group over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Yep.
sign them and I'm gonna distribute them.
So
It's
did
just-
anybody
it's
ever
just-
try to like do that to you? Did they ever try to like, okay, I got a deal for you, let's do that?
Yeah, a lot of them try to join up, say, we wanna do a venture deal with you,
Mm-hmm.
give you some money, and this, but I didn't do it because I was trying to help the different artists become their own label, become their own managers. And so a lot of that stuff I rejected and didn't take it in because, see, when you allow the other people, the majors to control your stuff, you have no more control. So I gave these guys control of their music and control of their business.
Mm.
So I taught them the business. I sat down and taught them the real business about contracts, about doing things in the business way, and they made a lot of money. So as you were saying about City Hall, I made them millions of dollars.
Yeah, I can believe it.
See, because the way I set it up, now here's the game that I set up. Now, and I just want to get this part out first. The way I learned this game is through God. Now let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Amen.
Because I prayed and got on my knees and said, God, teach me this music business game. I want to know how to distribute and market the whole works, and he gave it to me. Now, I went to Capitol Records. They flew us up there, me and my wife. They said, say, this is where you can work at. You know, you could have this part, and now we're gonna give you all this money and stuff. And then we was at a round table with all the vice presidents, presidents. They say, Mr. St. Charles, stand up and tell us, how'd you learn this? How can you sell all these records
Right,
with
without our help.
$3,000
Without
and
us
we
involved.
spend $2 million?
Right.
Will you please stand up and tell us? I stood up, I said, here's how I did it. I prayed and asked God to give me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in this business, and he gave it to me. They said, okay, we understand that, but tell us how. I said, no, I'm telling you how,
No, that
and that's
didn't mean
it.
nothing to him.
And I sit back down. You're right, that meant nothing to
That
them.
didn't mean nothing to
They
him.
want to know a secret. I gave them the secret.
That was it. Yeah, I asked for it,
Yeah.
and he gave it to me.
I gave them to you. So
Yeah.
when I was at Capitol Record, they were showing me all the different vice presidents, the marketing people. So it was a brother in there, and he was the vice president of marketing and advertising. And he kept eyeing me. He was the only black dude there, just mean mugging me. So I walked by. They say, hey, then this is over here. This is Mr. Whoever. This is Mr. He kept mean mugging me. So when everybody went in the next room to show me something, I stand behind. And I stood behind. I said, hey. I went over into his ear politely. And this is what I said. Nigga, you ain't got to worry about me. I ain't here to take your job. And when you
Oh
lay
my
your black
God.
cloud, you will
Yeah.
be on the pavement hurt. So I didn't come to take your job. I'm doing my own thing. Thank you.
Right,
Relax.
right. In other
2
words,
years later,
yeah.
they kicked him out on the curb.
Just like you told me.
Yeah.
Hey, he was trying to stop what you had going on.
That's what he was
You
doing.
always got them though. You know how it is. We don't want to see each other. We
Yeah,
want to
so him encouraging me, he was trying to knock me down, man.
Right. If you would let him know, you say you walked up, he said
I got in
quiet.
his ear. I got in his ear.
Yeah, I don't want nobody in our business. I need
Right.
you to know this though.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's diplomatic, you know
Right.
that. And so now, City Hall Records, see, here's what I did. I called all these different distributors in one stop. I said, okay, I got the stuff y'all need.
Mm.
If you wanna buy records, CDs, cassettes, and vinyl, you gotta order it from me.
Mm.
Okay, so they start, no, this next thing I did was send them all promos. I sent Musicland, all the warehouse, I sent them CDs and stuff. I said, now, you could sell them if you want to, put them on the shelf and sell them.
Mhm.
But when you're ready to order, you gotta see me. You can't see no other distributor but me.
Right, you gotta come through me.
So they start sending in orders to me. I said, nah, I got it.
Right.
So then I go to City Hall, I said, look, look at all these orders, man. Get on my team
Right.
and pay me COD,
Right.
and you could have all this money. That was just, all the orders was money. That was like, man, about $900,000 of orders, right there. You got 900, there it is, man.
So you and Walt was actually in competition
Yes,
at some point.
yeah, at some point,
okay.
right.
Right.
And they were trying to learn things from me in a slick way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only gonna chew up a little bit of that candy bar and give it to you, but you ain't getting the whole candy bar.
That's a fact. I can't give you everything I know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I go to Ward, I say, there'll be no returns, sign this contract. If the records come back, the CDs, whatever come, I ain't giving you no money back, none of that. I will COD, when I bring down an order for 200,000, 500,000, I want the money COD.
Okay.
And that's how he got in. So what he did, when he got the records, then he gave the money, I paid the guy, but when he got the records, he sent them to all my distributors. He said, okay, this guy, Musicland, all these different people. And now, I could have did that myself. Now, here's what the thing was. I said, I ain't gonna do this myself because they got lawyers. So if somebody don't pay them, they can sue.
Right.
They ain't gonna hold back on them.
Yes.
But me, they'll hold back. So I said, no, I'm gonna be smart. Here you go, man, COD. He write the check out. Then I call the different rappers and stuff, come get your check, man. This is ours, yeah, it's y'all, man. That's y'all money. And so they were very happy with that, until they thought that they could do it themselves.
Right.
You know, it's always, we think, we don't wanna work together, we don't wanna do this together, and then we get all tore up.
Right.
Yeah, get that bag and
No,
want to
ain't
pitch
no-
you out.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They get a $100,000. They say, okay.
Well,
You got the game now.
No,
You know how to
ain't
do
no
it.
sticking
Yeah.
together because I'm worried about what you making.
Right.
Right,
What you
right,
get.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
And so the other distributors and the one stops and the brokers, they all respected what I was doing. They would always call me. I'm sending them, chromos and stuff like that. Our packaging was good. So doing all that, we had majors looking at us. So the majors would call me up on the phone, hey man, we want this person and we want that person. We want these rappers. I said, well, okay, I'll call the labels and let them know. I call the label, one label I call, hey, they want this. Tell them we want $5 million. I said, man, they ain't gonna give you no $5 million. What's wrong with you? Well, just tell them. I called the guy back. I said, hey, man, and I can tell you the name of the company was Atlantic Records. I said, hey, Danny, they want $5 million. He said, oh man, forget it, saying, is they crazy? I said, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they are.
Right.
So they're taking the deal and working.
Right.
They want all this big money up front. See, so it was a few labels that was rejecting that type of thing. They wanted big money. They wanted to be on top instantly.
Right.
But it's workable. So when it came to the Billboard, you remember the Billboard magazine and all the top charts, they wouldn't let gangster rap on that chart. They would not put you on there. I had to go to Billboard and fight to get gangsters on there, get gangster rap on there.
Did we just learn something today?
No, I'm hoping y'all still here, man. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Man,
What
come
y'all
on,
talking
man.
about?
So, hey, a lot of cats that do, gangster music or whatever you want to call it, street knowledge, however you want to phrase it.
Right.
Man, y'all better thank this man for
Man,
opening
he
that door
said-
up, man.
He said he made it possible.
He made it possible.
I don't know if
'Cause
y'all listening, but yeah.
So I'm fighting with them, and I says, okay, now tell me a reason why. Because it's got all this explicit stuff in it. But I said, now, SoundScan is about numbers. When you scan that thing, it goes in the database how many records you sell. I said, isn't that true? They said, yeah. I said, so what's the difference?
Right.
We can't have that on there. I said, no, man, you want to sell records? Let's do it. So I kept going over stuff with them, and finally they said, yes. Okay, so that next week, E40's record went number 4 on the top Billboard. Then all the other records started following.
Cause you made them allow it. You made them allow the explicit.
Yeah,
basically.
see, I made him put that thing on there.
Yeah. The
Advisory,
Yeah,
okay,
advisory
explicit,
sticker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man,
we'll
that's what
put-
I'm saying.
I said, we'll put that
So
on
that
there.
right there, that right there most definitely came from you,
Yeah, exactly,
because you couldn't see a rap CD or tape without that stamp.
that's right. And see what happened to Too Short, I met Too Short when he was about maybe 14, 15, somewhere in there. He was going around putting his CDs, he had cassettes and stuff and putting them on consignment. And I stopped and said, hey, why are you doing that, man? He said, well, because they won't let me put my stuff in stores because it's explicit.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have no sign on there, nothing that says
Right.
advisory or any of
Right.
that. So he was
Right.
that's why he was doing that.
Mm.
And I said, well, man, just, keep doing what you're doing. You'll come out on top on that.
He said too
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard him. He said too short.
I mean, man, I mean,
No,
Yeah.
that's
he's
crazy.
so connected to so many artists around here and kind of paved the way for a lot of guys. Who would you say has probably been the most successful artist that came through your system?
I would say Master P.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the way I met Master P
Hmm.
was unusual. I was at K-Lou Studio in Richmond.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to K-Lou.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to K-Lou.
Shout out to
K-Lou's a
K-Lou.
good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And so I was doing some stuff for E40 in there.
Production wise?
Well, I was listening to some stuff that they did over there, just hearing it. Just say, okay, that's cool, whatever. But, they control their own production. So I looked on the wall and I seen a poster that said TRU.
Mm.
And it was all Master P and pictures on there, C Murder and all them.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, hey, Kevin, who is them guys? He said, that's Master P and his gang. I said, well, I'd like to meet him. He said, they'll be here in a minute. Next thing I know, they made all this noise coming in. Yeah. He said, there they are. And then Caleb said, hey, I want y'all to meet E40's Uncle St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at P. He looked at me. I said, come see me in the morning. I'll make you rich.
That's what you told
That's
him.
what I'm telling you.
Hey, he did the Don
And he
King
did
move on
it.
him.
He
Yeah.
did.
And he
Nah,
did.
but he made him rich though.
Man,
Yeah.
rich though.
And he showed up early that morning, saying, what you want me to do? Now, here's the deal with that. Master P came in, he didn't have no promotion money, no advertising money, he didn't have none of that.
Right.
He came to me, and he's a wise guy, but he came to me, I said, man, this guy gonna be something. I said, okay, I'm gonna help you out, man. So I started taking the stuff and putting it in certain spots. But the distributors were saying, my other distributors, he got 17 albums on the market and ain't none of them selling. No, saying we don't want this stuff.
Mm.
This is what they were
Wow,
telling
they
me.
were shutting the door on you.
Yeah, they said, no, we don't want it. And so I said, man, okay. So he went in the studio over there with Al Eden and a couple other people, K-Lou, they was doing new beats and stuff for him. And then I said, okay, you know what? They was calling Biscuit, Sopping Country, all kinds of names. I said, look, man, I know what I'm gonna do. I took his stuff down south, where he came from,
Mm-hmm.
like Louisiana, New Orleans, wherever. And I started pushing it around down there.
Right.
I said, since he from down there.
He talked like them.
Yeah, right.
They can relate.
Yeah, he used to come in the studio and say, what's up, dog? We even made a record for What's Up, Dog. But after I pushed it down there and started moving around, I brought it back to the Bay Area. And then he started making these different songs and stuff. Now, at that time, he didn't have any money. You know, they said, oh, he was in the street. Maybe he was in the street or whatever he did, but he didn't have no money.
Okay.
Okay? You say, Saint, give me 15 grand, man. You take it out of royalties. Now, I'm taking a chance because he don't really have a record that's gonna draw royalties.
Right.
So I said, I like this guy. So here you go, man. Okay,
Hold up.
next 3 weeks you come back. He come back and say, I need $5 grand. Okay, here you go.
Okay.
So I said, now I gotta push this record to get my money back.
Right.
Cause he kept coming and get money. So we pushed the record and started making money, and I took my money back out of it. And he knew it, cause you know, we signed an agreement, I get these advancements back.
Right,
Mm.
right.
But I gave that stuff to him. So he started learning these things and learning how to do it, cause he'd come in almost every other day watching me. What you doing, Saint? I said, well, I'm sending these over here and doing this and that. Cause I had a whole crew, you know, of workers. They would stuff the envelopes, put the one sheets in it, put the CD
Yeah, I
in
told
it.
him about the seminar, man. He was all that included, man. The packaging
Yeah.
with the city and all that. It was a seminar, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had,
Hey, man, listen.
yeah. You know,
It
just
was that.
giving them the game, and so he was, he was, you know, he soaked it up and used it, and then the next successful guy was E40. Okay, but here's what happened with E40. None of the distributors or stores liked him
Wow.
because he sounded like, they say he sounded like a girl and he was rapping too fast. And they didn't like that.
That's too high pitched.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
high. They
it
didn't
was,
like
yeah,
it.
it was some new totally to him.
Right.
Now,
So-
E40
so I-
is your nephew.
Yeah, that's my nephew. Yeah,
All right,
E40.
all right.
So I put him on the phone with one of the distributors to let him, I said, 40, don't say nothing, man. Just listen to what they say. Please don't get in and try to cuss them out and just be quiet.
Mm.
I said, hey man, how's that 40 record doing? You know, man, that guy sounds like a girl. It's too high pitched. We don't know what he's saying. He's going too fast.
It was too much for him.
Too much. And then 40, he got sad. He wanted to quit. I said, man, don't quit. You can't quit, man.
Mm.
No, man, they ain't digging myself. I said, okay, I got a plan. I'm going to send your record down to San Jose to the Mexicans.
Mm.
Now, these Mexicans talk fast. You know, Mexicans, como está, como se te right? I said, they don't understand him. They got the brain to translate and slow him down.
Right.
So I
right.
sent it out there.
They're right with it.
Right. So I sent it out to San Jose to the Mexicans that get drunk, they get high, and the Mexican girls that laugh at funny stuff. So I targeted them. They started liking it, and so
That's
so
crazy.
I started just sending it out to everywhere, and they just started picking up on it.
So it's safe to say that San Jose is probably one of the first spots that birthed E40 music.
Yes.
So
San Jose was
that
it.
is,
And
that's
then
something, man. When
that's
you
it.
said what you said, like,
Right. when you
it's
say-
just funny, but it ain't funny.
Right,
It ain't funny. Like,
right.
It made hella sense what you just
Yeah,
said. Like, man,
yeah,
okay,
Because
it's already too fast.
Because when
for
nothing
them.
was happening, 40 was sad about it. He was just sad. Be Legit was sad about it. The only guy that had a lot of spunk was D-Shot.
Mm.
Cause he was the guy that was putting.
Shout out to the shot caller, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he was the
saying?
guy that was putting them in the studio. He would get them up. Come on, let's go to the studio. It's Felton Pilot Studio where Hammer would record at, and Shop would say, okay, let's go to the studio. Let's go. Come on. And
He
they
was
go
the
drag
he was
me
the
in.
drive. He was
Yeah,
the
he-
drive.
he
Yeah,
was the
he like, we
drive.
can do this.
Yeah, he was the drive. He had put it all together, and so he kept that drive going, and then 40 of them started picking up on it, and everybody started doing their thing, and that's the way that part of it was. But there was a lot of discouragement in a lot of that, because a lot of those guys they wanted to quit,
Right.
and I encouraged them to stay. Like when I first met Sebo was a little boy rapping. I didn't believe he could rap when his owner of the record company, T, brought him to me. He said, hey uncle, listen to this guy. I said, that little boy right there? Sebo started rapping. I said, oh my goodness.
This was
Oh,
a
my
monster.
goodness. I
Yeah,
said,
he
this guy
said,
is-
shout out to
I said,
Sebo.
they're coming out
Bolo.
from him. He's just
Yeah,
going.
he's a
I
monster.
said, he's good, man.
He's a monster.
He's good. So, you know, I did one of his covers with the gas chamber.
Right.
I designed
That's
a cover
classic too.
with all the
Mhm.
smoke coming out of the
Yeah,
gas
yeah.
chamber.
You know that.
The strap he had around it was my belt. Like he was in the gas
Hey man, we
chamber.
give y'all a whole lot of game.
Hey,
tonight,
I mean,
You-
man, this is legendary
Nah, this is,
info right here. I mean, man, because a
Yeah,
lot of
it
this
is.
stuff
It
we
is,
was
man.
aware of, but we ain't know behind the
Nah,
scenes.
nah, see,
the
everybody got their
backstory
story.
to, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
to
now
a
we
lot
get
of
to
this
hear
stuff,
from
you know
the
what I'm
man
saying?
himself. Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I mean, wow.
A lot of that. See, in my documentary, it goes from all the way, like I was saying, with the 8-year-old all the way up to now. But in between all that, there's a lot of stories in there. There's a lot of, I had my own band. My brother was in my band. He got drowned in Suisun. See, we were in Suisun, and we was going to practice, right? In our band, because I had a band. And my guitar player in my band was E40 Father. He was my guitar player in my band. I played bass and keyboard at the same time. Boom, 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 ding, 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 boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, so it's been music from the gate.
Yeah,
It's been
exactly,
music from the gate.
exactly. So and we used to practice in E40's father garage. You know, practice we played at the high schools, stuff like that. So we were doing it, but he was racing. My brother was racing. He went into the slough. There's two more guys in the car. So he rescued one. The one got out, and he went back to rescue the other guy, and the other guy clamped onto him. They both drowned. So I was kind of, you know, I kind of let things go, the music thing go for a while, and then, because he was my lead singer, my brother was.
Right.
He was my lead singer. And so I said, man, I'm gonna leave this stuff alone, man.
Right.
And so, I just went back in and started pushing again and trying to make things happen. So I've had bands, many different bands, and recording and doing things, but there's a lot of, in the story I'm telling, there's a lot about me, my family. You know, Kimmy, that's my daughter. Kimmy.
Yeah, we know that, man.
Yeah.
We had on here. Shout out to my girl, man. Y'all already know.
Shout out to Kenny. She in here, man. Y'all see in here.
Yeah.
So
we wouldn't say
they call her the Little St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
So she started off stuffing envelopes. We used to stuff the records in the envelopes, and one she stuffed. So she started off doing that. And they used to sing with me when I go out like a church setting, and they would sing, but we make songs up on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be playing the piano. I say, now look, all I want y'all to say, Jesus loves us. When I look at you, say, Jesus loves us. So I'm playing, oh yeah,
This
yeah.
program.
And then I look at it and say, Jesus loves us. Yeah, Jesus loves us.
Right.
Yeah, you was programming. She told us.
Yeah.
She told us where it came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, she let us know.
So you know, those were fun days, but a lot of stuff in the story, this documentary, a lot of things in there is when I caught meningitis 5 times.
Wow.
And I died, and God brought me back alive. I swelled up to 400 and something pounds. I had a 13-hour operation. There's a lot of things in there. And then my other brother, he died. My younger brother, he died while I was in the music business. So there's a lot of different things. That's why I call it dirt and passion. There's a lot of different things that's in this documentary that tell the story about all things that happened in that time, how the betrayal, people turning their back on me, people that's close to me turning their back, you know, not answering my call. I'm calling people that I help, and they don't answer my call. They turn away. They won't answer.
Okay.
And answer the call. Blah, blah, blah. They won't answer. So there's a lot of stuff that will be revealed in this documentary story, and you'll be surprised of how it goes. Even when I was in San Jose, living in San Jose, I had an advertising company. A guy gave me his company. He gave me his whole company. I mean, you could have it. It's your company. So there's a lot of things in there.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So what you said, this is a documentary. You actually putting this out already, or it's already ready?
I'm working on it. I'm writing parts to it. I'm one of the parts in this documentary is this. I used to go to work with my mother. My mother was a maid, and she used to clean these houses for rich doctors and dentists and stuff like that. And I would go with her. And I would always ask God, why you don't like black people? This is what I used to ask God. My mother got to work for these people. You know, they were white people. They lived in Napa. And then my mother said, now, when you get in the house, don't play with the kids. You can't eat at the table with them. Just stay around me. I said, man, I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So what happened, the kids was playing in the swimming pool. The little white kids swimming around and having fun. I'm looking, I dived in the pool and started playing with them.
Man, wait a minute.
No, you weren't supposed to do that.
I know I wasn't supposed to do,
Oh.
but I dived in there and we started having fun, splashing water on each other, blah, 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 having fun. And then the dentist came home. He said, "What's that boy doing in there?" And I'm just having fun. And his kids say, "Oh no, this is our friend." So he didn't say nothing. Now, it comes dinner time. My mother fixed the dinner, everything, served their plates, put the plates on there. Guess what? Little me jumps up on the chair and get him sit down and eat dinner with him. Guess who's coming to dinner? St. Charles. So I'm sitting. So I'm not supposed to sit with him, but I'm sitting at the table eating with him. My mother, get out of there.
She's trying to tell you what, hurry up.
I'm just eating with them. So that took courage. That took a lot of courage, to see, to be able to see what was going on, how the discrimination was there. But I broke the barrier. I did something that kids usually don't do.
Right.
And that people
That's a
don't
fact.
do.